Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Automotive JT. You know, I think it is getting close to time to consider trading off the Jeep Gladiator. Not because I don't want a Jeep Gladiator, not because I want something else, but because I'm concerned about the warranty running out and having problems and having to pay for them out of my pocket, quite frankly. And maybe it's because of what I do. You know, I have the YouTube channel, so I get a lot of comments and things, and it makes me more aware of issues with the Jeep Gladiator or even the Jeep Wrangler. We have a Jeep Wrangler as well, my wife's car or truck or Jeep, whatever you want to say, and hers is 5 years old, and I have been trying to get her to trade it off for another, something newer, maybe something a little more modern. I don't know, 5 years, it's probably not that much out of date when it comes to Jeeps, but she doesn't want to do it, and I'm really concerned on that one because it's 5 years old and it's getting at that point, right? Although it has very low mileage on it. She doesn't drive it a lot, so I think it has less than 6,000 miles, but nonetheless, it's still getting up there. My Jeep Gladiator doesn't have a ton of miles either. It's got 4,812 miles on it. It's a 2021. So now I don't drive it a ton, but I still, once you get into that, I don't know, 5 to 10,000 mile area, I think it's somewhere between 4, 5, and 10,000 miles that you might start to experience troubles. Everything is kind of seated in the way it's supposed to be now. It's all been running and wearing a little bit. So if you're going to have issues, it's probably in that time period. And then for a little while, that is the second Jeep Gladiator Mojave that just went by me a couple seconds ago. It's amazing how many Gladiators are on the road now. I remember when I first got mine, I believe I was the first one in the area. Or actually, that's not true. When my mother first got hers, I believe she was one of the first ones in the area because you never saw them. Now they're everywhere, and even the Mojave's a bit of a higher trim level, but you see Rubicons and sports all over the place, which is awesome. So anyway, I think, you know, for peace of mind's sake, somewhere within the next probably year or two, something like that, probably two, it's going to be time to consider trading this off for another one. Now, I will get another Jeep Gladiator. I love this truck. It's awesome. Great power. It's been reliable so far. I worry about the auxiliary battery system, but knock on plastic or leather steering wheel, I haven't had any issues myself. So other than the one I've done some videos on, of course, that's the vibration. It does still have, until I feed it some fuel injector cleaner, an engine vibration. I think it's something that's inherent to this particular Jeep Gladiator. I think I'm going to have it the entire time that I have the truck. I don't think it's going to go away, so it's just something that I kind of have to live with. Like I mentioned, when I feed it fuel injector cleaner, it seems to get better for a few months and then it comes back. Not a real big deal, more of an annoyance, but still, otherwise it's been spot on. So as far as trim levels, now I don't know what they're going to have out there. Who knows what Stellantis Jeep will come up with in the next couple of years, but I really do like the Mojave. It's a great trim level, comfortable, nice suspension. Power-wise, I would say I haven't really noticed much, if any, of a difference between it and the Sport S that I had before, which my mother still has now. So it's not really about power unless Jeep comes out with, I don't know, maybe the 392 in the Jeep Gladiator, something like that. That would be awesome. And you know, Jeep or Stellantis is one of the only companies left that still gives us more horsepower, more muscle cars, stuff like that. So I'm hoping they do something along those lines. That would be pretty cool to have a Jeep Gladiator with a bunch more horsepower. That would be awesome. I'm concerned about what the price tag might be. You'd probably be looking at a $60,000 to $80,000 Jeep Gladiator. But then again, they're getting up there now. I've seen them priced in the mid-60s, which is amazing to me. But hey, people are buying them, so I guess It's not that big of a problem. They couldn't do it if people didn't buy them, right? So I probably would stick with the Mojave. I wouldn't have a problem going back with a Sport or a Sport S though. And frankly, for my purposes, for channel purposes, that would be more of a bare bones truck, and it would give me more opportunity for things to do with the truck. Bumpers, lifts, suspension, all kinds of things. Lighting, of course, sport bars, tonneau covers. I mean, it's limitless. There's all kinds of things you can do, wheels and tires. You know, typically I like to buy any vehicle with a more basic setup to it, particularly when it comes to wheels and tires, because I like to put aftermarket on and replace them anyway. So probably would be more prudent, smarter for me to go with a more base unit as opposed to, unit as opposed to something more finished like the Mojave. But nonetheless, I like the setup on this truck. I think it's awesome. That will probably be a couple of years down the road or so. We shall see. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind and just hold on to this one for the long run. We can see how it actually performs over the life of the truck. Although the life of the truck for me is probably going to be 30 years because the amount that I drive it, it's not going to accumulate tons and tons of miles. And the reason for that, a lot of people give me a hard time. Oh, you never drive it. Well, I have two other vehicles, and I split time between them. The Tacoma, of course, and my new Toyota Prius. Check out that channel if you're interested in HEVs, hybrids. It's called Hybrid Now. Brand new on that channel. Love that car. But I split the time between all three, so there's not a lot of mileage or seat time put on any one of them. Put it all together, and I probably drive just a hair less than average, I would say, when it comes to seat time in any one vehicle as compared. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm curious to know if anybody else out there feels the same way, that, you know, you're getting to that point with the Gladiator where if you're gonna have troubles, it's going to start happening, and maybe, even though you like it, it's time to go ahead and trade it off, swap it out for something else, just so that you're not dumping money into something that runs out of warranty. Am I the only one that feels that way? I'd be curious to know. And I don't think so, because I see a lot of people who are trading them off right now, and they're not that old. They've got Gladiators that are really just a few years old and trading them off as well. So who knows? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.